Member Eric Molina.
Present.
Board
Present.
Mem- Board Member Elena Gonzalez.
Present.
Board Clerk Nathaniel Sit.
Present.
Board Vice President Mary Sanchez. Present. Board President Martin Mares.
Present.
Let the record show that all board members are present.
To amend the agenda for public hearing, is it 01?
So there's a motion to amend the agenda just slightly. For 01 under general agenda, there's a request for debt limit waiver. And that's actually, instead of being a motion, it's gonna be a public hearing. We'll open it up and then we'll close it.
Right, right.
That'll be the only slight change, that we need a public hearing for that waiver. 01, resolution 30-2425, request for debt limit waiver, and that has to do with Measure P, getting a waiver for Measure P, but we do need to open it up for a public resolution. Sorry, public hearing. It's just a matter, it's a minor edit, yeah, just so that we note it in the minutes.
Yeah, is there a motion to approve that agenda item? Motion by Mary, second?
Second.
Second by Elena, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Yeah, 5-0. We can have the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Mary, second,
Motion.
by Elena, and all in favor? Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Public comment on closed session agenda items. Is there anybody to address the board? on Closed agenda item, George?
No.
No? Okay. Moving on to closed session. The board will go to closed session at 4:48. Will be discussion number 1, deliberation of student expulsions and readmission matters. Number 2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation. Number 3, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. 4, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, resignation, leave of absence. And number 5, conference with labor negotiators. And that's those are the items. Motion to approve the agenda items?
Motion.
Motion by Mary, second.
Second.
Second by Elena, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so it's, we're ready to go into, closed session. PM to report on action taken. First and foremost, good evening to all of our staff members, teachers, principals, coordinators, directors, parents, and students. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you're all doing well. In regards to closed session items, number one, deliberation of student expulsions. No action. Number two, conference of legal counsel. Number two, no action. Number three, conference of legal counsel, existing litigation, no action. Number four, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, resignation, leave of absence. On a vote of motion by Mary, second by Elena, and a vote of 5-0. In terms of resolution, number 31-24-25, certificate employee action taken. It was a 5-0 vote to approve this agenda item. Moving on to number 5, conference of labor negotiators. No action taken at this moment. Dr. Iniguez, if we can have somebody here for the flag salute, pledge of allegiance. Number F? Yeah, F, we can reconvene at 6:07 to report on board actions.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's board meeting, where it's a pleasure to see you all here. As you can see, it's a much brighter outside as we start our board meeting tonight. And so because we're at Burletic Elementary, at this time, I'd like to welcome with a round of applause, the principal of Burletic Elementary, Mrs. Cristina Aguilar, who's going to be introducing a student for the Pledge of Allegiance, and also the Superintendent Superstar Award.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Mares, board members, Mr. Molina, Mr. Sid, Mrs. Sanchez, Mrs. Gonzalez, Superintendent Dr. Iniguez, cabinet members, community, and colleagues. It is a pleasure tonight to introduce to you Christian Gaona, who is here tonight with his family and will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, as well as be recognized as Burletic Superintendent Superstar.
Good evening, Superintendent, Dr. Iniguez, board members, staff, and community. My name is Christian Gaona, and I'm a 6th grader here at Matthew J. Burletic Elementary. It is my honor to lead tonight's flag salute, so would you please join me and stand in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Well, tonight, Christian, welcome. You look very familiar to me, and I know that you are the son of Mrs. Gaona, your father back there. I've had the pleasure to interact with you, and I've shared with you, and I know a lot of people here know your caliber and your character. Thank you so much for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You are tonight's Superintendent Superstar, so if people look at the agenda on H1, someone who receives this award is a student who gives back to his or her school or community through service and volunteer work. A student who has shown improvement or growth in a variety of areas, not just academics. A student who exhibits a true servant's heart, identifying and helping others in need. And also a student who has an inspiring story of perseverance that ought to be shared with others. So I know that Mrs. Aguilar has more of the narrative, and she's going to be reading the narrative to introduce you and to share with the public and the community why you were nominated. So Mrs. Aguilar.
So Christian Gaona is an exceptional 6th grade Burletic student. He has been a cougar who consistently demonstrates outstanding academic achievement and exemplary character since kindergarten. His friendly and caring nature makes him a respected and valued member of the Burletic school community. He is always willing to lend a helping hand to his peers and teachers, fostering a caring and collaborative learning environment. Christian approaches his studies with unwavering dedication. He possesses a strong intellectual curiosity and a remarkable ability to grasp complex concepts. He consistently earns high grades and actively participates in class discussions, demonstrating his strong work ethic. His positive impact on the school community, combined with his academic excellence, makes him an outstanding student with the potential to achieve great success in his future endeavors. We will truly miss him next year.
Thank you so much. And Christian, do you have a speech or anything else you'd like to share in the meantime?
Well, first of all, thank you for everything this district has supplied me with. I always knew that I've been a Cougar in my heart since I was in kindergarten, and I will truly miss this school when I go off to junior high next year. And if the board has any questions for me, you may ask.
Perfect segue. Let's give it up for Christian.
Christian, I have a question for you. What university do you want to attend and what do you want to study?
Hopefully go to Penn State or UC San Diego to study mechanical engineer.
Oh, wow. That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that whatever you've done, you research your schools and so on, take a look at San Luis Obispo and Caltech and MIT, and there's so many other wonderful universities all over the country, right? I do wish you the best. You're a smart guy. Anything that I can do, give me a call. I got a lot of resources and I'd be more than willing to help you, you and your parents and so on, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board?
Thank you so much for the flag salute, Christian. And it's so nice to hear that you're a wonderful student. You're doing great things at your school, for your peers to see and follow your footsteps. I wish you the very best in whichever school you decide to go to and follow your dreams. And always come back and think of Parlier. And I also wanted to say I've known you since you were just a little one. And so you've grown up to be such a very, very responsible young man. So thank you so much for the flag salute and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Any other comments on the board?
Congratulations on the award. Congratulations to your parents, right? Because as a parent, we're proud that when our kids achieve those awards. So, but congratulations to the parents because they also have a big part in your achievement. You said thank you to the district. Well, I want to thank you for what you brought to our district, for your leadership and your being the example to other students on being a good student, right? So thank you for what you contributed to our district. And congratulations and God bless you on your success because you'll be successful. Mechanical engineer it's a good trade or good career. So good luck there and UC San Diego or Penn State, huh? But Mom probably wants you a little closer to home than further. So, but God bless you on your future. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations on the award. Continue the great work that you're doing. You're not finished here yet. You know, keep going all the way to the end of the end of the school year. Then good luck in 7th and 8th grade and continue your education. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Christian, congratulations as well. All the great work that you've been able to do and accomplish thus far is going to be just setting the path for future success and whatever, maybe whether it be Penn or San Diego. We wish you the very best and we're here to support as much as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you and keep it up. And thank you to our principals and vice principals for the good work that you're doing in terms of empowering and validating our students. We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you, Mel.
Okay, well, at this time, I'd like to invite Christian. Christian, again, congratulations. When you go to UPenn or Penn State, let me know. I graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. I'd be more than happy also to mentor you. And I'm so proud of you, and I know your parents are very proud of you too. I've known your mom since she was in high school and in school. So, but at this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Aguilar, anyone from Mrs. Peña from Berletic, as well as a family, to join us in taking a picture so that we can highlight this moment. Also, you will be receiving 2 certificates, one for leading us in the flag salute and the other one for the Superintendent Superstar Award, as well as a flag pin and the Golden Party Unified pin, and as well as a gift card to In-N-Out Burger. So let's give it up one more time for Mr. Christian. Let's get ready for a picture.
Always so encouraging to be able to recognize and validate our students. And Christian, again, thank you so much for everything, We wish you the best. Moving on to number one, public proclamations, Dr. Iniguez.
So under I-1, it's proclaiming Cesar Chavez Day. Cesar Estrada Chavez, the late founder and president of United Farm Workers of America, had a deep confidence in the ability of people to move mountains in injustice. In fact, under his leadership, farm workers moved to the agribusiness mountains and won the first union contracts for agricultural workers in the Great Fields. On August the 18th, the state of California recognized the legacy when Governor Ray Davis signed into law the creation of an official state holiday, which would be celebrated starting in 2001 on Cesar Chavez's birthday, March 31st. Also established was Cesar Chavez Day of learning and service in the state's public schools, where the state's youth are taught about Cesar Chavez and his union. This was the first time in the United States that a Latino or labor leader had ever received this tribute. Administration recommends to the board to proclaim and recognize March 31st as Cesar E. Chavez Day.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Mary, is there a second? Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, on a roll call of 5-0. Thank
Can
you.
I say something about this? I'm not sure who did it, but I went with the fourth graders to the Cesar Chavez La Paz, and it was really good. It was really good for our kids to do that, and I was pleasantly surprised how well the field trip went. His son came up and spoke to our kids. So it was really good. It was really enlightening for our kids that they saw a lot of that. So whoever set that up, I want to thank them because I think it was really good.
So to the point that Mr. Molina just made, our fourth graders, I believe, from throughout the district were invited to the Cesar Chavez Monument out there in Bakersfield. We received a special invitation from Angelica Cáceres from the Chavez Foundation. And also they exposed our students to Mr. Andres Chavez and the Cesar Chavez family. So Parlier was one of those towns, along with Cutler and other towns that where Chavez marched the streets of downtown Parlier for civil liberties and support of labor rights. So, thank you for sharing those comments, Mr. Molina, because not everyone got invited, but Parlier received a special invitation as a result of, I know Chavez Elementary has had a wonderful connection with the Chavez family, and also they celebrate Cesar Chavez every March. So thank you for those comments.
And they said to tell everybody it's free to go to that, so if you guys are ever by Tehachapi, they invite any residents from Party or anybody to go there. It's free, there's no charge, so.
And thank you to Mrs. Caulfield. I know you played a key role in coordinating this for all elementaries as well.
In regards to the Cesar Chavez Day, just one quick note, I wanted to share with you that I had the opportunity to meet Cesar Chavez back in the day at some conference and took a picture with him. I still have the picture. But it was memorable to be able to interact with him and to talk to him and so on. And number two, I think Mr. Collazo, maybe Christina, maybe some of you that were teachers there, we changed the name from Tuolumne to Cesar Chavez back in the day with the march. There was hundreds of people that came in, and we had a proclamation that we changed the name from Tuolumne School to Cesar Chavez Elementary School. Great Memorial Day, and the fact that our board and the superintendent was able to support us to change the name was very, very powerful back in the day. I'm not sure, Renee Rosas, were you there? No, you weren't there. But Christina, anybody else was there? Caulfield, were you there? No, you were there. Some of you were there back in the day. I think that was a long time ago, I believe in the 90s, isn't it? Something like that. Anyway, is there any more room for discussion?
I just want to say that growing up, I worked in the fields with my family, and I had the honor to meet Mr. Cesar Chavez, and I actually marched with him when they were marching from Delano to Sacramento. They came through Parlier, and the city got together and had a potluck and fed the marchers. And I got to march with them for a little while until we got to Sanger. And then my mother said I was too young and I had to come home. But I did have the pleasure to meet him and walk in his march. Very, very memorable moment for me.
Yeah.
And I did attend Tuolumne. It wasn't Cesar Chavez, but I did get a chance to work at Cesar Chavez. So it's really nice.
Any further comments from the board? Hearing none, we're going to continue. Number two, resolution number 29-2425, support of K-12 adult education, Dr. Garza.
And let's give it up for Dr. Garza, everyone, principal of San Joaquin Valley High School.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Iniguez, Mr. Mares, members of the board and cabinet, and everyone here. We would like to present to the board that Adult Schools Education Week is April the 6th through the 12th. And all over the state of California, California serves adult students who are looking for better opportunities, not only for themselves, but mostly for their children. Here, especially in Parlier, we serve the community of Parlier through ESL classes, high school diploma classes, CTE classes, and then other classes through VROP in Spanish. We want to make the adult school accessible for everyone here because we recognize that when we educate the adults and the parents and the guardians of this community, then the community only gets stronger and better and more empowered. We appreciate everything that Parlier Unified School District has done in support of our adult school. Also, Ms. Chavez, who has opened the doors to her school so that we can have ESL classes, to the members of the board and the cabinet, as well as everyone here. So thank you very much.
All right, Dr. Garza, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for being the principal at San Joaquin Valley High School. I've seen the progress where it's been and where you've taken the campus with all the CTE programs, the involvement with the programs at Parlier High School and BE and other academia. We do appreciate your good work. Is there any other further comments from the board?
I would just like to say thank you so much for all that you have done. Like Mr. Matis had mentioned, the progress in the school is just amazing, and I know it's all you, and I know you have a staff, and I thank them as well. But you have come in and changed everything, and it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful to see and hear all the wonderful and positive things that have come out of your school. So thank you so much for what you do for us and our adults as well as our students.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for providing the ESL classes. I also just want to let you know that the board is here to continue to support you for, all the needs that we continue to strive to get. What is it that Mr. Mott is go to the next level, set the bar higher for our kids and for our community. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work. I know, like, when I first got on the board, we hadn't had really a adult education. And we've had conversations about bringing it back, and we started off here and there with a few classes, and for where we're at now, you brought it a long way. So I appreciate your hard work and your dedication to this, because it's something I think our community desperately needs. And I'm seeing that the citizens classes are on there, and that was something I mentioned a while back to Dr. Iniguez, and I like it that it's there, because I think it's a service to our community that's really needed, along with all these classes, because it's important that we continue our education to our adults in the community, because it gives them a higher level, gives them some confidence, and it has them grow. So thank you so much for the hard work you put into this.
Any other comments from the board?
Yes, Dr. Garza, thank you for everything that you do. Overall, been able to see the progress and continuing progress overall in the adult education, which is amazing, because it empowers our community to be able to go after goals and keep on bettering themselves overall. And these opportunities aren't always given in other cities. So being able to take the lead on that and being able to give those opportunities to our community and our parents is just amazing. And thank you for doing that overall and doing such a great job at it, and bringing even more programs now at ESL and other opportunities for them as well. So we appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Iniguez, do you have any comments?
Yeah, the comment I wanted, Dr. Garza, this week I saw a field trip request for the adult school program. I believe Ivan Garibay, the instructor, will be taking our adults on a field trip.
Yes, that's correct. They'll be going to the Hagen Museum in Stockton, and his rationale is that a lot of our adults don't get out of Parlier often, and he wants to teach them more of applying the vocabulary in the English language to other settings where they may not have the access or the ability to go.
So I just wanted to say, I commented to cabinet team, I thought it was like phenomenal, the fact that we were also taking adults outside of Parlier and exposing them to museums and other opportunities. I don't know that a lot of other adult programs do that, but we're taking the lead in that area too. So again, thank you. Wonderful resolution and wonderful programs that we have in place. So thank you.
For those of you who don't know, I've had a strong relationship with Dr. Garza, where one year he called me up on the telephone and says, is it possible for our Bakersfield kids to join the Parlier students with the Ivy League project to go back to the East Coast? I said, let's do it. And so years ago, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he took about, 12, 15 kids from Bakersfield, and it changed their lives, right? Seeing the other side of the world. Not only have you been involved in changing the lives of high school kids on the regular area, but also students in the alternative education section. It doesn't matter, a student's a student, a student's a learner. And I really appreciate your willingness to mentor and to validate and encourage our students here at Parlier. We appreciate you. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Moving on to public comments on agenda, non-agenda items. Is there anybody here to address the board? Who's in charge? Nobody? Huh? Oh, I forgot. Forgot to go back here for a minute. Is there a motion to approve the agenda item?
Motion.
Motion by Mary. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Moving on to number I, public comment on agenda and non-agenda items. Is there anybody here to address the board? Casey? Nobody submitted anything though? Okay, thank you. Moving on to K, superintendent's report. Dr. Iniguez?
Well, good evening, everyone. As you can see, I just had a little update. Our executive assistant to me and to the board is still on maternity leave. Ashley is still out, and she's having a wonderful bonding time with her baby Calvin. So she'll be coming back in the coming months, and in her place tonight, substituting for George, is also Stacy Garcia, HR manager. Let's give it up for Stacy, everyone. She's taking copious notes, and she doesn't like attention, but that's why I did it. But let's go ahead and turn our attention. If you don't have a copy of the agenda here, our district, we have 3 goals. Number 1, accomplish students. So I wanted just to share of the great success of Read Across America last week. I know we had Mr. Molina was there, and also Mr. Sid, but we had the county superintendent, we had local celebrities, news personalities, alumni, parents. You know, it was just a fun week, and I hear from other districts that I'm hearing from the bigger districts that they wish that their district did the same thing that we do at Parlor Unified School District, because we take this seriously, and it's a huge initiative. It's been going on for many years. And so I just want to thank you. I know that some of the board members couldn't make it because they were somewhere else, but every year I just keep on seeing more interest. Thank you to the principals that hosted us and had breakfast for us, Mr. De Leon as well over there, Mrs. Leanne Rodriguez, who hosted also Dr. Kofer. But every principal did something special, and so congratulations to all of you. Go to the next one, please. And again, these are more pictures from the same event, Read Across America, and just sharing more pictures with the community there. Go to the next one, please. More pictures. We even had former Fresno Unified Superintendent Bob Nelson and Dr. Walsh. They went to Cesar Chavez, but you can see here we have Mrs. Pumarejo Rodriguez is there too, Mrs. Leja, Ms. Ircel Palomino. I mean, I couldn't include all the pictures that I received. So for more pictures, please follow us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, but here you go. The next one, please. If you've seen pictures, we have a very successful culinary arts program now through ELAP, and Mr. Martinez, I think, is here. And this program is being offered on Tuesday afternoons and now on Saturdays. Pretty soon, as soon as we open up the new cafeteria, we're going to have our students in the new cafeteria, but our kids are cooking, they're learning about the industry. And this is taught by Desiree Domenici Ceja, who's also a Parlor High School graduate and culinary arts teacher at Orange Grove High School through ROP. Next, please. Recently, we had the opportunity to go to the annual Educating for Careers Conference, and we understood the why behind education. CTE, we're big on CTE, whether it's VROP or our own district students and district teachers. We were able to interact with keynote speakers and learn about the values of Generation Z students, Gen Z, so millennials, then Gen Z. Current high school students are the Gen Z. Middle school and elementary kids are Gen Alpha, Generation Alpha. So we have to learn to understand the values of the next several generations so that this system continues to work for them. So, you know, we had a big showing of teachers. Mr. Sid was there, Mrs. Sanchez too. Various, Mr. Mares was there too, various staff members and teachers were there. So again, this was paid for CT grants that we received every year. Next, please. Just a reminder that we're no longer part of academic program improvement or differentiated assistance. Parlor Unified was one of 6 districts to exit that based on recent data. And we're going to be strengthening our PLC process, continuing the site visits, the work with the TOSAs, with early literacy, MTSS, and AVID. We have simplified our interventions and our drivers in the main 3 goals of our district so that we can continue to gain on different areas, which you could see: attendance, suspension rates, ELA, graduation rate, college and career readiness rate, ELA, English language learners, and mathematics. So big achievement for Parlor Unified. Next, please. Under goal number 2, you'll know, and earlier today I sent an invitation to all the staff in the district, but on the 29th of April, we're going to have the grand opening of the Parlor High School Multipurpose Student Union, which is the new cafeteria. Students, you're also invited. This is going to be Tuesday, April the 24th at 4 p.m. And we're getting very close to turning that into the next great facility at Parlor Unified. We'll go to the next one, please. We also have the grand opening of the Parlor Junior High School Athletic and Visual Performing Arts Center. That'll be on Wednesday, March the 26th, just in 2 weeks at 4 p.m. And the beautiful floors just arrived from France. They were overseas and we brought them over. Beautiful floors there, beautiful facility. as I was going to Martinez Elementary last week, one of the parents stopped me at the crosswalk and she said, Dr. Iniguez, that building, it almost feels like it does not belong in Parlier. And you know, if you read into the comment is, wow, we're finally getting what we deserve. And so again, that's a focal point of the community on Parlier Street. Huge building, beautiful building. And so we're gonna have, again, a grand opening on March the 26th at 4 p.m. Next, please. And also on top of that, we're also going to be redoing the main quad of Parlier High School over the summer. That's why Parlier High School will be closed to summer school. Parlier High School summer school will be taking place at Parlier Junior High School. And Burletic Summer School will be taking place at Benavides Elementary this summer so that we can make room and turn off the water as needed and do what we need to do at Parlier High School, something that we've talked about for decades to redo the quad of Parlier High School. So that'll be another great achievement of this board and the leadership here coming August of 2025. Next, please. In addition to those facilities that I just talked about, we're going to open our very first professional development / boardroom beginning in April or May. We will no longer be moving around to every school site to have these board meetings. We're going to have our own space, our own boardroom with the dais and seating area, just like other districts, but the building will also be used for professional development. And so it's either coming in late April or early May that we're going to be moving all of our board meetings and study sessions to the new PD and boardroom, which is on the Parlier Junior High School campus. Next, please. And here are some past program highlights. It's the end of season number 2 with basketball and soccer, and you see some pictures there. We highlighted our students and our coaches on social media with victories in those 2 areas. And so please check out our social media for more updates. Next, please. Thank you to Sammy Rodriguez for leading the past efforts. And also congratulations, kudos to the HR department, because recently they attended the Fresno State Job Fair, and recently we attended the San Luis Obispo Job Fair for educators. And I'm happy to share that Parlier Unified was the only Central Valley district at the San Luis Obispo Educator Fair, where, you know, most of the districts there were coastal districts, but Parlier was the lone ranger in San Luis Obispo trying to recruit the best teachers for our district. Next, please. Goal number 3 is empowered community. Just a reminder to the community and families and everyone listening to this board meeting or watching on YouTube, but also here, is that next Wednesday we have our district showcase. Next Wednesday from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Parlier High School main campus, the main quad. And we have already over 60 vendors and participants, resources, colleges. We will be honoring a longtime news personality, Lupita Lomeli, by offering her a Community Empowerment Award for over 35 years of service to the community. But we're going to have student performances in folklorico, mariachi, marching band, and a bunch of other goodies, programs, raffles. And so every single family in the district will be getting a letter from me by the end of this week. Next, please. And lastly, I want to end by reminding people that tonight we have an agenda item here and a public hearing so that we apply for a bond measure P waiver so that we can obtain our funds as soon as possible by the fall of this year. We can begin the construction of not only the football field, but updating the Funds Environmental Center. And lastly, one of the greatest community empowerment events here with the city is the Parlier Roundup. The Parlier Roundup will take place on April the 25th through the 27th. And like every year, we're going to have the booze, the parade, the music. Just yesterday, I met with the Roundup committee members, and we're collaborating with them for performances and also the recognition of retirees of Parlier Unified School District. So we hope to see you there, April the 25th through the 27th. And that'll be that. I think that was it, right? Running out of, my voice is running out, sorry. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Dr. Iniguez, I want to thank you for all the good work that you do. I'm always amazed of how much time it takes to work on these projects, and I would just wonder if you ever sleep at all. These amazing projects. As I think and look at the visuals of the Parlier Junior High School what a beautiful sight. All my friends, everybody I meet, they go, wow, what's in there, Mr. Modis? And I share with them. I haven't been there for several months. I look forward to perhaps the board can take a walk out there. Dr. Iniguez, we can organize that for both sites. I'd like to see that. And also the Parker High School. I'm not sure how many years we've been sharing this cafeteria, but probably more than 70 years probably. And now to have our own cafeteria, for all of you Parker Panther alumni, how many of you out there, alumni, raise your hand up. There you go. We're gonna make it happen. This is a board that takes action, and we're gonna make it happen for our students and our parents and our community. This is very important. Moving on to presentation reports. Number one, is there any comments from the students, high school, Mia, or?
I know you don't have a presentation tonight, but do you guys have any comments or feedback? Not, you don't have to if you don't have anything, but for Mia or for Trinidad, none? Okay.
Just real briefly, I just wanted to ask you, what's the most exciting sport that's going on? Is it the golf, wrestling? I mean, you guys are at the thick of things there at the high school. Boys volleyball?
I think the softball team right now, they played a couple of scrimmages, a couple of games already, and I know they've won a good amount of games too already. So I think it's softball.
Softball, and they got a big, nice giant sign right now, right?
Yeah, I see.
I
they
understand the
posted.
boys also want a big old baseball sign
Yeah.
too, right? That's coming down the pike, right, Dr. Iniguez?
Yeah, the boys are gonna get their own big scoreboard next school year, so that's coming up too.
We want to make sure it happens. I played ball for the baseball too, and so it'd be exciting to see the boys scoreboard be really, really nice. Any comments or any questions for the board to our students?
I want to thank you. I mean, you're doing a great job. You always report to us. You let us know what's happening. And we appreciate that. We support you and all that you do. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more comments from the board regarding this subject matter?
Oh, thank you guys for
Go ahead.
your work and dedication, because I see you both out there in sports, getting good grades, right? So you guys are great examples to the rest of our students. Keep up the good work. I know, I believe you're both seniors, right? So enjoy your last few months of high school. You'll look back and say, I should have been longer. And I got to work. But thank you guys for your hard work, dedication. You guys have are examples to our next coming board members next year. So thank you for your hard work, and keep it up. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys be successful in life.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, thank you for keeping us updated as to what's going on with the high school. You guys, good luck with the rest of the months that you guys have getting prepared for graduation and off to college. Great job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have school dances still? Like school dances?
Coming up.
Prom.
Yeah, we have
Well,
prom coming up.
But just
I'm
like,
pretty sure the seniors are in charge. I mean, the junior class is in charge of setting the event up.
okay.
You guys already have dates for the prom? Okay, just kidding. You don't need to answer that. Hey, I got you a little shy there, huh? Okay, no, that was a purpose to get you a little embarrassed, but no, forget about it. Just
All
teasing.
right. Moving on to number 2, Supportive Environment 2024 Migrant Education Program. Kathy?
All right, let's give it up for Kathy Felder Guerrero, who's gonna give us an update on the migrant program. And you're asking where's Rosie? Well, Rosie went to a conference, All Titles Conference, to learn about title funds.
Yes, so I am Rosie today, presenting on behalf of her, and I'm going to kind of scoot back because I feel like I have my back to everyone. So just a brief overview on the migrant education program. Some staff that are involved in the program, obviously Rosie Borboa, Director of Categoricals and Compliance, and then you have Susie Garza, Migrant Student Support Technician, Maria Aguilar and Lucy Reyes are student support aides. So along with they have their own department that support the program. It is a federally funded program. It supports migratory children, a high quality education, and then it addresses the unique needs of our students, especially dealing with frequent moves and language barriers. We have JC Martinez that has the migrant camp, and so we work really hard to try to save the spots for those students when they leave, so they not only come back to the same site, they actually come back to the same teacher just for social, emotional, and academic needs. And so you'll see our enrollment fluctuate a little bit at JCM throughout the year because of that. Our goals of migrant education are to reduce the educational disruption for those students, to ensure full opportunities to meet those state academic standards, and then to overcome the language barriers and social isolation that some migrant students encounter with the moves. So our district has a service agreement that is approved. It's a partnership between school districts through this education program. It outlines all the services responsible for each partner, how we spend the money, and then what we have to do in terms of requirements. And we do have to make sure that we comply with federal and state regulations. Okay, all right. The regular year program, we have a regular year and a summer program. The regular year provides academic support. It does provide supplemental services, and then it also provides family support in addition. So through our ELOP extended day and then family support services, even in Saturday program. Our summer program also does intensive academic programs, but it does not interfere with our regular school. So we always open the summer school to our migrant students, and then they also receive services in addition to that, so they're supplemental. We want to prevent that summer learning loss and then provide them with all the enrichment activities that also are afforded to our other students in the summer program. So our budget allocation for this year is $378,150, and it covers 6 regular programs during the school year and then the 2 summer programs. If you'll see from this graphic, we have 467 migrant students. The average age of the student is 10, and they do cover all grade levels from kinder to 12th grade. And then countries of origin where they're going back and forth, Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador, mostly Mexico. Our migrant camp, we have a partnership with Housing Authority, and then we offer support services such as transportation, healthcare, and social work. But something I want to call out right here is that this is the first year that Parlor Unified will actually have a booth at the opening days of the migrant camp. We've never actually had this collaboration where Parlor has been invited to come to the camp to be there to provide those support services. So the migrant staff that I had noted, they'll be out at the camp the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April. And then again, they were invited to come to the first resident meeting on April 30th. So again, continuing the partnership and collaboration with the Housing Authority is huge for our district. With recruitment and identification, we talk a lot about outreach strategies, and then we provide surveys and interviews, and then again, we partner with community collaboration. We have qualifying moves that are the eligibility requirements, and then we have students that have moved within the past 3 years, so we track and monitor those students. Students of families who work in ag, dairy, lumber, fishing, and then the priority is given with the greatest needs and challenges. In order to meet the compliance requirements, we do have to identify and we do recruit. We have obviously record keeping and reporting, and they do have to supplement, not supplant, any other programs that are happening with all of our other students. Just to see a little bit of data from 2020 after COVID to 2023, you'll see closing the achievement gap. And then our services offered, we have tutoring, we have after school, health, those all address the unique needs of migrant students. And then we have parent engagement programs involving those family involvement and communication. We have our coordinator, our teachers and tutors, and then our family liaisons and support staff, and that's the building that is housed next to and on Martinez's campus. And then we provide professional development and training for staff. We provide workshops, and then again, promote best practices for use. And this is all outlined in our agreement. We have parent advisory councils. We have family literacy programs, and then also the leadership opportunities that empowers parents to help advocate for their children. And a lot of that is where we got the advocacy for keeping the students at the school and not moving them when they move and come back, came from some of these meetings with parents. And then how we monitor, obviously we collect our data. We provide program effectiveness measures, various metrics we're looking at throughout the year, always looking for continuous improvement. We meet with the advisory council, and then Rosie attends monthly meetings in Fresno along with other districts so we can make sure that we are addressing all needs of migrant students. We are looking to expand services. We are looking to integrate technology, especially when our students are leaving. How do we support them in terms of accessing the technology while they're gone? Those are challenges that our students have. And then strengthening the partnerships with community organizations. And I hope you don't have any questions because I might be able to answer them, but they're better yet for Rosie, but I can try.
Thank you, Kathy. Is there any room for any questions or discussion?
I don't have any questions. I just want to thank Ms. Barboa for all the hard work that she puts into this program for our students' education. So please.
Yes, I
we
will
say
tell her thank you.
and we support her, and thank you for reporting for her.
I just wanted to say thank you for the presentation and also for Rosie and the entire team that puts this together. Thank you.
Just so I want to thank for the presentation and then the migrant staff for all the hard work they do.
Yes, thank you for the presentation, Ms. Kathy, as well as for the team that put it together as well. Thank you.
We appreciate you, Kathy, and we appreciate Rosie Barboa and her team for the excellent work they do in migrant services. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up for Kathy.
Moving on to number M, routine consent agenda items. Is there a motion to approve the agenda items? Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Yeah.
Second by Elena, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, motion carried 5-0. We are in the general agenda, educational services, final action on student expulsions, readmissions. Number A, stipulated expulsion case, number 1, number 6-2425, ID 7694, and number 2, number 7-2024-2025, ID 7696. Is there a motion to approve the expulsions?
Motion.
Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. General agenda, business facilities and safety resolution for request for DAP limit waiver. Mr. Regalado?
So I wanted to note here that Mr. Gallardo is going to read this, but it's instead of going for a motion, we're going to open it up for a public hearing. Okay? So, Ms. Regalado?
Good afternoon. Resolution number 30-2425, request for depth limit waiver. Harley Unified School District is requesting a waiver from the California State Board of Education to exceed the 2.5 bonding capacity limit. This waiver is necessary to allow the district to issue general obligation bonds authorized under Measure P as 14.1 million bond measure approved by voters on November 5th, 2024. The district is requesting a waiver to increase the debt limit up to 5.70% of the assessed value to ensure funding for critical school facility improvements. The district has previously obtained similar waivers to issue bonds under Measure H in 2018 and Measure D in 2020, allowing for the modernization of classrooms, health and safety upgrades, and other essential improvements. The district will submit the waiver request for consideration at the State Board of Education meeting on July 9th to the 10th of 2025. Approval of this resolution is necessary to proceed with securing funding for Measure P projects.
So right now, everyone, this is a public hearing. The time is, Mr. Martinez?
The time is 6:55, and we're going to be opening up for any public comments regarding this issue.
And just to the community and anyone that wants to go to the podium at this time, the purpose of the waiver is that if approved tonight by the board, by our board, it's gonna go to the State Board of Education for the waiver to get approved. The waiver allows small districts to expedite the process of receiving the bond, Measure P bond funds. Normally, it takes about 8 years for us to receive, $14 million. But with this waiver, we would get the funds, instead of in 8 years, we're gonna get them in August of 2025. Because we're moving very quickly when it comes to, the next two big projects of Parlor Unified, the Parlor High School Athletic Complex, and also the Funds Environmental Center, which are the next two identified projects by the board to take priority with the new Measure P funds. So that's why there's a public hearing right now and open. Anyone who has any comments or wishes to come to the podium can share their comments now.
I said 6:55, I think. Right now it's 6:56.
You open it up at 6:55, when it's ready to close it, you put the time down
Yeah.
to close it.
So it was open at 6:55 for public comments, and right now it's 6:56. Mr. Matt, is there, that I see there are
The
no
time
public
is
comments.
6:57, with hearing no public comments, closing the meeting right now at 6:57.
So the public hearing has been closed at 6:57 with no comments. Now the board gets to motion.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. Thank you, for the, work in this area. Appreciate it. Moving on to number 2, surplus of Parlor Unified School District, Regalado.
Yes, Education Code 17545 and 17548 allow the governing board of the school districts to dispose of school property that is no longer required or needs to be replaced with such equipment or materials that are found to be unsatisfactory or unsuitable by the school use. Education Code 17546C states that such equipment or materials may be disposed of or donated without advertising if the governing board unanimously agrees that the property is of insufficient value to defray cost of arranging a sale and the total value does not exceed 2,500. The attached listing of, that should say equipment instead of instructional materials. So the attached listing of equipment will be surplus and dispose of property upon board of approval.
Thank you.
Attached is a listing of 2 vehicle lifts, 3 trucks, and 2 golf carts.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda item?
Motion.
Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. Number 3, audit finding corrective action, Regalado.
Education Code 41020 requires that each governing board will review the corrective action plan to address all audit findings noted in the annual financial report. The corrective action plan must be prepared for board approval and submission to the County Office of Education. The 23-24 annual financial report, the annual audit report was presented on January 13, 2025, and contains 6 audit findings for the year ending June 30, 2024, which will be addressed.
And you've already addressed the audit findings, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it. Is there a motion to discuss this, a motion to approve this agenda item? Motion by Mary. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried 5-0. At this time, I want to thank all of the administrators for being here. The time is 7 o'clock. We've moved from 2 meetings to 1 meeting, and I want to thank this board for expediting the process. You're more than welcome to stay. We'll probably be here for about another 20 minutes or until we finish this area, but you're more than welcome to stay. If you want to leave, you're more than welcome to leave at this point. Thank you and have a good night. Moving on to number 4, approval of the 24-25 second interim report, Regalado. The second interim report.
So we're gonna do number, we just did number 3, right? So now we're not gonna do number 4, the interim report.
In compliance with the provisions of Ed Code 1240, 42-130, and 42-131, the Board of Education is presented with the second interim report in order to conduct a review of the budget to certify the district's ability to meet its financial obligations. This report covers a recording period of December 1st, 2024 through January 31st, 2025. The interim report consists of analysis of the following components to the general fund financial statements: the 2024 second interim report, the projected average daily attendance, multi-year projections, and cash flow projections. Attached, you'll find a summary of the second interim report. First page has the revenue of unrestricted of 51 million and combined 77,900,000. And it consists mainly of the LCFF revenue, the main general purpose, unrestricted of 49 million, and combined 49 million. The second page is the operating expenditure components. And it's broken down by unrestricted and combined. You'll see that salaries is 19 million, combined 26 million. Classified salaries, 7 million, combined 10 million. Benefits, which is all your payroll taxes and health insurance, it's 14 million, and combined it's 20 million. Books and supplies, 1.6 million. I'm sorry, 1.8 million and 6 million combined. Other operating expenditures, 5.6 million and 10.2 million combined. Capital outlay, 123,000, combined 7 million.2. And that's because of all the construction costs that's hitting the general fund. And then other outgo, 586,000 and 836,000. The bottom talks about the contributions to restricted. The majority of our contributions is to special ed, which is 2.2 million. And then restricted maintenance is 2.6 million. So that makes up the majority of the 5.1 million. That's the contribution to the restricted funds. I'm gonna summarize the summary of the main operations and the revenue for the general fund. Is there any questions or?
At this point, is there any room for discussion?
I have a couple questions. So for special ed education, did we end up, because I know we don't get any funds for special ed, right?
We do, but it's not enough.
Not enough to cover it. Yeah, did that increase?
It increased a little bit with
Did it?
all the different contracts.
Cause I know, the state was talking about actually trying to match what, just because all the districts, right, don't get enough for special ed. And I know last year the state was talking about giving us more funds and I was just wondering if they made good under promise or,
Yeah, they
What's-
haven't, it hasn't increased yet.
okay. Okay, and benefits, cause I see that's a big chunk of our spending.
Right.
Does that include retirement? Does that include,
No, that includes also the stirs and purs in there.
okay, does include it?
Yes.
Okay. It's a big chunk of money.
Right.
I mean, I know it's hard to look at that and say, how do we decrease it, right? So, and still give the same benefits. But,
Yeah, I think with going away with lifetime,
uh,
that cut that a lot, that
It could-
costs a lot.
take some of that out. Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Any other questions, any other room for discussion, Val?
Well, I just want to thank you, Mr. Regalado, for all of the work that you and your team do and for keeping us informed.
Sir Val, thank you so much for the presentation, appreciate it. Is there a motion to approve the agenda item?
Motion.
Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. Moving on to number 5, the home to school transportation service plan, Mr. Regalado.
Yes, effective 22-23, the newly required annual transportation plan will provide a description of transportation services offered to pupils and how the LEA will prioritize planned transportation services for pupils in transitional kindergarten, and any in grades 1 through 6 inclusive, and pupils who are in low income. The state has adopted requirements to be addressed in the plan, but no specific template. The enclosed plan meets these requirements. California AB 181, the 2022 education funding omnibus trailer bill, which provided the most education funding for the year, will now provide ongoing funds to reimburse LEAs up to 60% of all home to school transportation costs beginning 22-23, and include applying COLA to the current LCFF home to school transportation add-on commencing in 2023-24. As a requirement of the bill, the Parley Unified School District has developed the enclosed plan describing the home to school transportation service that it will offer to its students. This plan is actually an update from last year's plan. This has to be updated every year. I recommend that it's approved as presented.
Are there any room for discussion at this point? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda item?
Motion.
Motion by Mary, second.
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye, motion carried 5-0. General agenda, personnel administrator services. A. Guerrero.
Yes, good evening, Superintendent Dr. Iniguez, Board President, Mr. Mares, board members, cabinet, audience. This resolution number 31-2425, resolution, non-reelection of probationary certificated employee for the 25-26 school year. Parlier Unified School District has adopted resolution number 2425 to notify certain probationary and temporary certificated employees that they will not be reemployed for the 25-26 school year. Recommendation is to approve as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Mary, is there a second? Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. Board member reports, Mr. Molina.
All I got is, went to do the Reading Across America. It was good. Do it every year, and, never disappoints me. The kids make me laugh every year, right? Some of the questions they have for you, some of the curiosity. So, that was fun. Other than that, I got nothing else. But it is something that the district does, and I think it's awesome that we do it.
Thank you. Ms. Gonzalez?
I just wanted to say, I'm excited for this year's showcase. Every year it gets better and better. I'm just, excited to see the performances that the students are gonna have and all the booths that are gonna be available. I also wanted to say, thank you to Dr. Inigas for the collaboration of the district with the Roundup. This is a big community event where the community comes together. They enjoy music, food, and all the carnival rides for the students, especially some of our students that have never gone to the Fresno Fair or, you know, out of Parlier. We bring it to them, and there's so many pictures of these students. It's awesome to see their faces. I also wanted to encourage, for the Roundup Queen juniors and seniors that are interested, please sign up with Ms. Torres and Mr. Torres. Also, oh, don't forget to go and support our high school baseball, high school, boys baseball, girls softball, the junior high, and all the past programs. The kids are out there and playing hard. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sid, anything?
None at the moment.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes, I'd like to thank, excuse me, thank everyone for being here tonight. I also want to thank all our athletes, our students. They're doing such a wonderful job. Our principals that are sending all our students to all these programs. I watched a little bit of the Blossom Trail and I just thought that was amazing. That's just wonderful. So thank you all. And also I wanted to mention that I went to 2 conferences this past week. And I think it's essential that the board go to these conferences to go and learn everything that you can, because I'm new to the board. I know it's been two and a few months, but I'm learning so much every time I go. I listen to what our staff that goes with us, what they go through, what they've learned, and how much I look around and you hear stories from other districts that are not even where we are, and they're bigger than we are. So I just can't thank our staff enough, from our teachers, our LDs, our counselors, of course, Miss Guerrero, Dr. Inigas for bringing everything and keeping everything in order, this board for allowing it, and it's just wonderful to see. I know it looks like when we travel a lot, but there's money for traveling, especially specifically for traveling, and the reason is for that because things change constantly in every department. So it's important that that we go, that we send our people that need to go to the different trainings, and then bring it back and help our students. So thank everyone and have a good evening.
Thank you. In regards to mine, I just wanted to share a couple of things. I had an opportunity to travel to the literacy conference, and I had an opportunity, more important, I learned a lot. I love learning, but I learned more from the Tulsa's learning and understanding the assessments, how the assessments are done, where we're at, where we've been at the past, where are we at today, and where we're headed. And to see the excitement of the Tulsa's teachers that are assigned to different school sites, and to hear the training they're providing for our district as well as Central California and the state of California, it's really amazing. But more important is understanding where we're at. As a former teacher, principal for over 30 years, it gives me a great deal of value to be able to hear and understand where we're headed at, what type of assessments we're going back to traditional, and not only in the area of reading, but also in the area of math, moving the math pathways back to algebra and geometry, trig, and so on. It's out the door with the other type of math and in with the traditional math, and I'm really happy to the fact that we're partnering with UC Merced and Mr. Serrano to hear about what we're doing, and that's exciting. Number 2, the opportunity to go to the CASBRA. I learned a lot about safety. I went into a session where we met with it was an LA response team with all the fires. They talked about, I said, what did they do? How did they respond? They had a system in place. And the fact that like we have Assistant Juan Serrano, what he produced, what he applied for the grant for the $150,000, and the fact that these cameras are going to be able to identify people with their digital profiles. Everything is going digital now. They're talking with AI and everything that's going on. I concur with Mary talking about, you got to be in the forefront. You have to understand what's happening in the area of these technology, right? And the new areas of math and language arts. Where are we headed at? I don't know. I'm a geek. I love learning about the different types of books and what do they have to offer, different companies, right? I love listening, especially how are we going to empower, we're going to validate our students so they can read. My goal is, I hope this board concurs that every student by the third grade is reading at grade level, and also be able to do math at grade level, by the time they're in the third grade. The research shows that if they're not, then they're going to be behind academically in different areas. So we need a push. We need to have strong goals at the especially in early literacy. Those of you know that have been with me in the past, we used to have literacy sessions on Saturdays where the whole staff, I think there was 30 to 40 of us, and somebody wrote a grant, and we were able to go to a series of Saturday seminars to learn about the literacy, how students learn and so on. And with that, I just, I really enjoy learning. I enjoy the fact that we can send our teachers, we can send our administrators to conferences so that they can be on the cutting edge to understand what we need to do. So that's very important. Moving on to future agenda items. Mr. Molina, do you have anything you'd like to recommend?
No, I ain't got nothing.
How about Elena Gonzalez?
Not at this moment. Thank you.
Mr. Sid?
None at the moment.
Ms. Sanchez? And, I don't have any at the moment. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion by Mary, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, 5-0. Thank you. And I think it's a record today at 7:18. And we appreciate everybody for being here and joining us. We look forward to the next meeting. Thank you.